An AI story generated by David Charles Hilton, May 20, 26. Copyright Hatsune Miku fishing in her boat saying, "I'm going to get me a big orca." The boat rocked gently as Miku adjusted her grip on the fishing rod, humming something vaguely nautical under her breath. The water was slate gray beneath a sky that couldn't decide if it wanted to rain or not, and the distant Seattle skyline loomed like a half-hearted postcard in the mist. She had borrowed the boat. Well, borrowed was a strong word, from a guy who definitely didn't ask questions when she batted her eyelashes and promised to return it, eventually. Her phone buzzed in her pocket, but she ignored it. Probably Len or Rin checking in again, worried she'd capsize or get tangled in fishing line or something equally undignified. As if she hadn't watched approximately 6 YouTube tutorials on deep-sea fishing before this. She leaned forward, squinting at the water like it owed her money. "Come on," she muttered. "I didn't wake up at 5 a.m. for you to ghost me, you stupid fish." Something tugged at the line, hard. The rod nearly jerked out of her hands, and she let out a yelp that was absolutely not high-pitched or panicked. The boat wobbled dangerously as she scrambled to brace herself, knees knocking against the edge. Whatever was on the other end of that line was not a fish. Or, if it was a fish with a personal vendetta. Then the water erupted. The explosion of water wasn't just a splash, it was a geyser, a miniature tidal wave that sent the boat rocking violently sideways. Miku barely had time to shriek before the thing breached the surface, sleek and black and unmistakably not an orca. It was a submarine. A tiny, rust-patched, absurdly round submarine that looked like someone had crossbred a bathtub with a tin can. The conning tower bore a phrase, painted in peeling letters, "Crazy Orca." Well, now can you imagine that? The fishing line was still taut, hooked onto some protrusion on the sub's hull. Miku gaped. "Oh, come on," she hissed, just as the submarine's hatch popped open with a metallic groan. A head emerged, wild gray hair, a pair of cracked goggles, and a grin that suggested this person had also not slept in approximately 72 hours. "Ahoy!" the stranger bellowed, as if they weren't in the middle of Puget Sound at dawn. "You're way off the shipping lanes, kid." Miku's grip on the rod faltered. What? This isn't." She gestured wildly at the fishing line, the sub, the sheer audacity of the situation. The stranger, who she was now mentally labeling Captain Probably Crazy, chuckled and reached into his room pocket, producing a pair of bolt cutters. With a decisive snip, the line went slack. "There. Now we can talk like civilized people. Or, boat people. You gonna invite me aboard, or what?" The boat, already too small for dignity, creaked ominously as Captain Probably Crazy hauled himself over the side. He landed with a thud, sending Miku scrambling to steady herself against the opposite edge. Up close, the captain smelled like engine grease and instant ramen, and his jacket was pinned with an assortment of badges that read things like, "I heart sonar," and, "Ask me about squid." He plopped down cross-legged, completely unbothered by the fact that he was dripping seawater all over Miku's borrowed boat. Story to be continued. Maybe.